Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. We are playing Gloom of Kilforth, and this is part 11. In the last video, there was two things that I want to clarify on things that I missed, and just want to clean those up right now. One of those things was when we had actually made that last AP check against the Insectoid God Shrine, it did say we were supposed to lose 1 HP. Now, in order to negate this, I'm just going to go ahead and lose my tent token. So my tent token here is going to disappear, and that will essentially count for that particular AP being hit against. The other thing that I missed, if I'm trying to remember it right now off the top of my head, what was it? It was, oh yes, the spell. So we went ahead and we gained a True Sight spell, but we gained it from the market. We purchased it. When you purchase something from the market, it does go in your hand as an asset, and I knew this, but for some strange reason I put it in my hand as a rumor. So this is going to actually go down here, and you'll notice keyword wise there's these keywords that have little asterisks beside them, like steed and pious, and this one says kinetic. You can't have one that's the same in your asset pool. Essentially, you're not allowed to have duplicates of those, but for right now we're okay. So we have a True Sight spell, and the ability owners allows us to sacrifice it to defeat a place at your location. So we could just flat out sacrifice it to do this, but we all know we got this for a reason, and that was for the spell keyword, so we can actually solve chapter number 3. So as of right now, we have all the keywords we need. We have our ally, we have our spell, and of course we have a place card here, all ready to regale and try to accomplish this chapter 3 of the Rescue Villagers. We're at the very beginning of our day, which is really exciting, and there's two things that I was looking at, and I also want to thank all you guys for providing your feedback in the comments. It was awesome. I got a lot of great feedback actually in terms of what I should do next. Some people said I should head to the market, sell things in order to get gold so I can regale. Some people said head to the Lonely Gorge because we're right next door and we can try to get our Dwarven Axe in hand. That's going to come in handy. So you know what, guys, I'm close enough to both that I can make either work because it's still warm sunshine in Gloom of Kilforth, but there's also the bonus of my horse rider. So I'm going to get 2 free move actions, and so I can kind of bounce around if I don't want to be in a certain place, so long as I don't get an enemy if I was to go to the gorge. And I'm kind of thinking I want to head to the Lonely Gorge. The real reason I want to take this risk is I really want to get this Dwarven Axe in my hand because I think it's going to come in really, really handy later as a really clean kill of an enemy, especially when we need to go all the way up here and start knocking out plot cards before the Ancient comes out. So I'm going to take that risk and head that way. So what we're going to do, as per normal, is we're going to go ahead and use 1 AP to start off our day here, and we're going to go hidden. So we're going to put a hidden token on Vognus, and he's hiding in the, I guess he's still on a horse, so he's not hiding well enough, but he's going to go into hiding here as we trot along from the barren wastes into the Lonely Gorge. And so we're going to make this move action for free because of the warm sunshine card here that allows us to move 1 for free with 1 move AP. We're going to go ahead and move from here into the Lonely Gorge. Alright guys, so Vognus has arrived now at the Lonely Gorge, and we have to pull a mountain card for him. So let's go ahead and do that. And just so you're aware, the only thing stopping me from regaling right now is the fact I don't have 5 gold. That's what I'm going after, is gold. Here we go. What do we got? Forge of Power. Okay, well, it's not an enemy, so that's good news. It also looks pretty fantastic, so it could be good. So we can use a 4 study check against it or a will check. We're good at, well, we're really good at will. We roll 5 on will checks and we roll 3 on study checks, so it looks like will would be our best shot. Forge of Power, quest, seek, mountain is the keywords. Our map trophy would be an extra item. Very cool. So it says Forge of Power. If you can reactivate the forge, you can use its powers to craft an artifact. Wouldn't that be useful? And, oh my goodness, 4 gold. That's perfect. So we can actually, instead of picking a loot card, or a loot token I should say, if we defeat this, we get 4 gold. And guys, that is enough. That's all we need to get up to 5. That's perfect. Not only that, we could potentially, and we won't, but, well, we could. It depends on how we want to play this, but we could go ahead and get a spell out of this as well, or keep the card. That's kind of the issue here. It might be worthwhile going for a spell, though. Okay, perfect. Well, that was a really great pull. It could have been an enemy because, as we've known, going into mountain locations in the past, I've run into some situations where they haven't been so nice to me. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead, now that we know that's there, we know we need the gold. That's the important thing to focus on. So we're going to go ahead and try to confront this quest. There's no negative effect to this. There's only a positive one if we defeat it. We can choose whichever one of these attributes to go after, and I'm going to choose to go for will. Yes, it's higher at 5 successes, but remember we have 2 here on the dwarf, 2 to the because we're a priest, and also a bonus 1 as the healer. So we're rolling 5 dice, which is a lot of dice. So I am definitely going to roll that, and for 1 AP, we're going to do that. Now, I just want to make 100% sure here. Yes, we have to go ahead and take our AP out. So we're using 1 AP here to confront our Forge of Power. We still have 4 remaining after this. Let's see how many successes we can get. I'm going to bring this over here, and I'll just drop it right on top of the cards so we can see what happens. Come on, Vognus. Let's see some successes. Wow, that's so much better. Okay, so we've got... wait a minute. Did I roll too many dice? Did I do something illegal here? 2, 2, 2. No, I didn't. Oh, no, I was supposed... My mistake, guys. I don't know. I guess inadvertently I had rolled the correct number of dice. I forgot. I have Dwarf for 2, Priest for 2. I have Journeyman Pious at 1, and a Healer for 1, which gives me 6 dice. And magically, for some strange reason, even though I said 5, I rolled 6 dice. And I am definitely keeping this result because it's incredible. So we're taking these 3 as successes, which is amazing. So that's really... We're more than halfway on our successes for this particular card. That's incredible. Meaning we may not have to spend that much AP. So we'll go ahead and spend another AP here in order to attempt this again with 6 dice, which is absolutely ridiculous. I do apologize for saying that I had 5 when I actually had 6. I missed that, but 6 dice is crazy. Okay, what do we get? Holy, okay, that's an instant guaranteed success. We get 3 more successes. We more than go past the 5 we need. So guys, we have successfully... completed the Forge of Power, we reactivated the Forge, and we can now use its powers to craft an artifact. So it does say here's a trophy item. We gain 1 item card. So we're going to go ahead and pull that now. We pulled off the Balanced Longbow card. Very cool. It's an item, weapon, deed, sacrifice as your action to defeat an enemy at an adjacent location. Oh man, some pretty cool stuff now. So I can put this in my hand. The good thing is this puts me up to 6 rumors in hand. So we're going to have to make some decisions now, and we can probably choose how we want to handle the Forge of Power now in terms of whether we want to keep it or get rid of it and all that good stuff. So we're obviously going to, straight off the top, take the 4 gold because we know we need that 4 gold in order to regale. So the 4 gold is going to go into my inventory, which is perfect. So I've got just enough to regale here, which is awesome. And so that's a success on my part. And Vognus's part, well done. And on your guys' part, actually, for your amazing feedback so far, telling me to head there and attempt to find the Dwarven Axe. That's another thing we can do while we're there. We don't want to forget we can use a Discovery AP to get this axe in play, which is really cool. So what we're going to do is... let me think about this. The Forge of Power. Let's see. Quest. So the other thing I can do here is I can either take this card into my hand, or... I can get rid of it, gain a spell. And I'm gonna change a little bit of the order of things. I went ahead and I tried to accomplish this particular quest, and I tried to encounter it. I used an AP for it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually, because it wasn't an enemy and I knew that there was no change in the gameplay, I'm actually gonna use an AP now to say that I wanted to discover the axe before I went ahead and tried to beat the Forge. Because if that's the case, it gets 1 more card out of my hand, allows me to get this card in my hand. So I'm going to go ahead and use 1 AP to discover the Dwarven Axe, which you have to be at the Lonely Gorge to do. And now this item goes into my hand, or into my asset pool, I shouldn't say that's not my hand, as a asset, which is amazing. So now what I'm going to have to do is move around a couple cards here in order to make room, because I'm now growing my pool of available resources. And this particular Dwarven Axe allows me to defeat an enemy at your location. So that's going to come in really handy. Okay, so next, I'm just shuffling some things around here to make some room, and we want to go back to our original action here, which we were talking about in terms of beating this. So I can either keep this card in my hand because it's a quest mountain. Now, do I have quests and mountains? Yes, I do. So I already have those. I don't have a seek keyword, but I don't know whether or not I'll need it. So I'm thinking I'm gonna throw this one and gain a spell. I think that's the best thing to do. Although my spell's not the great, I don't know. It's a tough one. It's tough to say. But I think I'm kind of got overkill in terms of this. So I'm going to toss this one in order to gain a spell card, and we'll see what we get. We ended up getting Charm, and it's in spell. It's an aid card. Nice. Okay. It also improves our will. That's incredible. This is founded at the Blessed Grove. So if we head to the Blessed Grove, where is that? Right here beside us. Oh, that's insane. So if we head there, we can actually get a spell that allows us to give us aid. And wow, that's incredible. So that's going to end up going into my rumors now. And it says, with a light touch and a sweet word, the charm was complete. Very cool. Very interesting. That's an amazing card. It's going to bump my my rolling ability, but to another +1 on my will. That's just craziness. And that's only a 3 to beat her. That's such an easy spell to acquire. Okay, so that's going to sit there. That's awesome. So now at this point, guys, I have 6 cards in my hand. So I've hit my max. I've got 4 cards in play in my asset pool in here in front of me. Vognus is still hidden and he's defeated the Lonely Gorge. We now want to use at least 1 AP right now to regale. So I'm going to do that right away so we can at least get moving to the next chapter. So we're going to go ahead and use 1 AP right now. And we're going to move forward with our regale action. So we all know what happens with the regale action because we've become familiar with it. I just got to grab the actual chapter card here. And we're going to go through the steps. So we're going to go ahead and spend 5 gold, which is perfect. So we're going to take these 5 gold and remove them from play. We are doing the regale action right now. We've already paid for it, so that's perfect. And we're going to go ahead and talk about our keywords. We have an ally and we have a spell, both of which are covered by in-play assets, so they do not have to be discarded or removed. I'm not going to get rid of these. I don't want to get rid of these. They're too nice. I don't really want to discard them for money. Yes, I can discard at this point and stuff like that in order to gain some money. I believe you gain half the gold value, but I'm not going to do that because I like these two and I want to keep them. And then the place keyword we have to discard for because I don't have that currently in my asset pool over here in my hand in play, or in my, I shouldn't say in hand, this is the asset in play area. So remote town is going to be the one that's going to satisfy the place keyword. I'm going to discard this card, and now we've got ourselves a success on the chapter 3 quest. So we have successfully beaten it, and we can move over to chapter number 4 for Rescue the Villagers. The stranger, one of the local elders, is now convinced of your abilities. He spins a tale of who he believes you really are, a leader of men destined to drive away the tribe's enemies and overcome a dark journey within your soul to realize your true legacy. Filled with doubt, you have to wonder, are you really the one who can rally the people and lead them to defeat the rising ancient's powers? To complete, we need to spend 5 gold again, another regale action. We need a stranger. We do not have, do I have any strangers? Oh, we do have a stranger. Awesome, we kept that cleric, so we have that covered already. That's great. We need an enemy. Do we have an enemy? I don't think. We have to go find an enemy. Well, we can make that work. And we need a shadow card. Ooh, this sounds interesting. I don't think I've run into shadows yet. So we are on chapter 4, and this is what we need to focus on at this point in the game. Very, very interesting. Okay, we do have 1 AP remaining for the day. I'm just kind of getting these cards situated. I'm going to leave these ones over here from now on because we're running out of space on the other side because we're acquiring so many in-play assets, which are incredible. I'm going to have to try to remember what each of them does and not forget about their amazing abilities. We are still hidden. We still have, like I said, 1 AP left. We do have a one more free movement with the horse rider that we could take off to a different location. So I could, let me think. What makes the most sense right now? Now, if I try to go, I want to head somewhere that is going to potentially pull, actually, you know what makes really good sense here is the shadow keyword actually shows green, meaning that the likelihood of it being in the Blessed Grove is really high. Also, in a future turn, I could potentially go ahead and try to get a spell aid into my asset pool, and because the keyword is different, I think I'm allowed to do so. Although I may have to double check whether I can have 2 spells in play at once. I almost kind of want to doubt that, but I don't know. Maybe I can. So I'll have to double check that. But moving into the Blessed Grove is something that I think makes the most sense. And the other reason why this going down this way makes sense is because we can also head to the Dark Mire, and you can see it says Old Wood as a backdoor shortcut, which would shoot us all the way over to here in a later turn, getting us right into reach of a bunch of other individuals. We got enemy demons, we got quests over here, we have a plot card we have to deal with. This enemy is an enemy we can take out. Of course, we have our axe with us. But at least it gets us moving and we can bounce between the 2 most important areas where the Ancient will show up and where some plot cards are. So we can also go straight up here and try to take that, but we'll have to see how it works out. So for now, what I'm going to do is use my horse. I'm going to turn this sideways and we're going to veil it, and we're going to have Vognus ride into the Blessed Grove. Now, he has to encounter whatever is here. He still has 1 AP, so that's good, and he's hidden, so that's a bonus, but I still have to pull 1 card for the forest, and hope that's not nasty. Treasure cache, are you kidding me? That's amazing. So it's an event. The weakest hero gains 3 gold. You can't believe your luck. You found an ancient treasure chest. Whether stolen or abandoned long ago, it is now yours. Wow. Talk about fluking out. Okay, well, it's an immediate effect, so I gain it automatically and it's discarded from play. So 3 gold's gonna go into his pile, which is awesome because we only need 2 more gold now. This whole area is completely clear and we still have an AP. That's awesome. Now it really comes down to the question of discovering. I do have the card Charm. So I'm gonna do a really quick check on Discover, and it says, take a reward card, rumor from the hero's hand that has the same location as the hero's current location and place that rumor in the hero's play area. We've done this before. But it says each reward card has a unique keyword, and the unique keyword, a hero can only have at most 1 asset with each unique keyword. If a hero already has an asset with this unique keyword, the asset is discarded when the new reward enters play. The wording on that is really tough, and this is where I might have to come to you guys to actually determine whether or not I play this correctly. But I believe, being that this is a unique keyword different from the kinetic, I'm able to have this card in play. I'm able to bring this card into play. And so I just don't know whether or not it's a worthwhile thing to do, but I don't see a downside to this. So I think this makes sense to me. There's nothing, I have 1 AP to do something else with. At this point, I know I need gold. I could also choose to search here. So maybe what I'll do is, instead of actually doing anything in terms of discovering this rumor, I'm going to wait. I'm going to ask for your guys' feedback on what's legally allowed here. I just want to double check. So if you can give me your feedback in terms of whether or not I can go ahead and put this particular card into play, that would be great. I just want to be sure I'm interpreting the rules correctly. I don't want to do this during the video and have to redo it backwards. So I'm going to put this in the tray for now, but we'll end up staying here anyway, so that's fine. We have 1 AP left to do, so maybe what I'll do is I'll just choose to explore, and we'll try to see if we can find that shadow we were looking for, which is supposed to show up in a forest location. So I'm going to go ahead and choose to explore, and we're going to see what we pull, and hopefully it's not anything nasty. Okay, so we found the curative font. So we found a place that has respite, and it's a forest. It says map trophy, heal up to 3 HP. The blue waters of Ada's rain, cleansed wounds, healed minds, and strengthened weary hearts. Awesome. And you know what's really cool about pulling this right now is very strategic, because it's going to be placed right here, and way later in the game, the ancient's going to show up here. Having a place we can run to later on when we're fighting him and be able to land, not have to pull an encounter card, and be able to potentially heal, especially being that we're fairly good at rolling against study and sneak. That's really good. That actually worked out perfect. So that was a well worth it in terms of spending the AP for that. So I'm going to go back to you guys in terms of whether or not I can bring this charm card in on a future turn by discovering it. I just want to be sure it doesn't collide with any current unique keyword. I may have to read the rules again myself just to double check, because I don't want to mess that up. But in the meantime, we'll move ahead with the night cycle, because now Vognus has exhausted all of his efforts for the day and was extremely successful. I mean, we gained treasure, we completed a chapter, we're now on chapter 4. We only need to do chapter 4. When we complete chapter 4, we move to the finale, and then after the finale, we actually see the ancient. So guys, we're not doing bad at all. Things might have turned around here really, really fast, which is great, because I was really getting concerned there at one point. So what we're going to do now is head into the night phase. Am I on a location in Gloom? I am not. Vognus is ready to take it down for the night. Have a wonderful slumber. We're going to go ahead and grab a night card and see what happens. Of course, we're going to tick up our dice. So 6, 6, and 4. We're going to move this to 6, 6, and 5. So there we go. Now we got 17 night cards in play, and this is the 17th night card. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw these dice back on the deck. We're going to flip this card over and see what we got. Oh, looks like our weather effect is going to change. So it went from what was warm sunshine to now freezing snow. And the freezing snow, it says revealed when, oh no, place 1 obstacle at each location for each quest it has. Oh, so if there's any quests Yes, the Pit of Hell here gets an obstacle token on it. So it looks like the freezing snow is affecting certain areas. We've got a quest up in the open heath is also going to see an obstacle token. Oh my goodness. So the snow is hitting. I'm just going to double check. This is an enemy, and I don't think there's anything else underneath of it. Yep, 2 enemies. And this is a quest. Actually, sorry, all the plot cards are quests. Oh my goodness. I think they did that on purpose. So you've got clouds on this plot card, clouds on this plot. This is just going to waste AP. So when we head to these areas, we're going to have to try to use clear actions to get rid of these obstacles. So the snow has hit the endless brackens. It's hit the open heath. It's hit the dead swamp. And it looks like it's hit, if I'm seeing that correctly, the wretched bog. Nasty. Okay. Oh, and Inspirator as well, if I'm not mistaken, unless that token shouldn't be there. Oh no, that's been there for a long time. That's actually been there since almost the beginning of the game. Okay. Then it says when a quest enters play, place an obstacle at its location. Okay, nasty. So we're just going to have to remember this. Of course, the Warm Sunshine is now discarded because the snow takes effect as a ongoing weather condition. So I'll put this up here. And the nasty thing is, you'll notice the bottom there, the Dark Mire is going to go into gloom. And the nasty thing about that is that's where the Ancient will eventually reveal himself. This card right here has now flipped. So this nasty looking place that wasn't nice anyway has now flipped over and looks even worse. Okay, and then on top of that, if it couldn't get any worse than that, it's a Badlands location. So we're gonna have to go ahead and pull a plot card now. Oh my gosh, this just keeps mounting. What do we got? Spiders of Penance. Quest, destroy. Crawling, scuttling horrors peel themselves through the veil and into your camp, spreading throughout the lands in the thousands. You must coordinate efforts to destroy their webbed layers with fire before they claw their way into your minds. To defeat, all heroes must lose an AP. That's not a bad defeat condition. That's okay. Ancient ability, sacrifice 1 spell. We don't want that to happen. So yeah, this is going to end up showing up in the Dark Mire. So not bad. Because we pulled it here and I am here, guys, we got a great chance to deal with this. And maybe logic in terms of talking about strategy of where we should go next. I think on the next turn it will make sense to maybe head into here, try to clear or try to take out this plot card, and then maybe jump through the Dark Mire and using the kind of the backdoor path there. You can see the green old wood, which will head us all the way up here, and then we can start knocking out plot cards up here. We also land in the old wood, so we can start trying to encounter things, hopefully trying to find either an enemy or a shadow, something to just give us one of the keywords we need, as well as any gold to get us to complete chapter 4. Something along those lines. And I'm sure you guys will also have your strategies, so please throw them in the comments below. And now what we're going to do is we are going to clean up for Dawn. So no encounter successes in the game. We're going to become unhidden. And we are now going to unveil all skill cards. So the horse rider is going to come back up. We are not hurt in any way, so there's no healing happening from any of my wonderful healing cards. But we, of course, get all of our AP back. And that, guys, is going to conclude part number 11 of Vognus' journey through Kilforth. And I can tell you right now, I got a funny feeling that he's actually going to pull something epic off here at the end. It's going well. It has turned around. And for the first time, I think, in this game, I know before, last couple of videos I've been saying things are looking up. I think we really are getting on top of this now. And we actually probably, likely with the assets we have in hand, have a decent shot. Plus, we got some backup things with bows and all kinds of stuff. Who knows how this is going to end, but I hope you guys will stick around and find out. Until the next episode, guys, thanks again for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you later. Keep on rolling solo.